we were discussing the in the previous class we were discussing the biology questions, and we were studying the chapter that is the laws and force of motion. Okay, and we have not solved the numerical problem regarding to that chapter. So should I teach you the chemistry today, or should I teach you the physics, or should I teach you the bio? Its choice is yours. Which subject do you want to study today? Tell me, Hamna, Maridullah, and Miraj. If you all have the same, then I can teach you. Otherwise, it will be my choice. Okay. So tell me, Hamna, which subject do you want to study today? Hamna, are you there in the class? Hamna. Okay. Miraj, you want to study any specific topic or any chapter?
Yes, sir. Chemistry.
Yes, today you want to study the chemistry.
Yes.
Okay. So in the chemistry, we have not done the objective question regarding to the matter. Okay, and
Hi everyone, welcome
sorry.
to Ticker Tape. So on this week,
अरे ये क्या हुआ भाई? Okay, so let's study that chapter also. Okay, matters in our surroundings. Yes, yes, Maridullah.
So can you explain second law of motion?
Second law of motion you want to study again. So
Yes.
Miraj, let's study the physics first, and then we shall be going to study the because
Okay,
you have not also studied the second law of motion properly. So let's study that one. Okay, force and laws of motions. The second law of motion, what does the second law of motion says? It simply says that when an object is moving, or the rate of change of momentum, what does it say? It simply says that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. Okay. Second law of motion, what does the second law of motion actually tells us? So let me explain you this one. Okay. So it tells us the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. Means when a force is applied on an object, actually. Okay. So when the force is applied on an object, so that object start moving. Okay, that object will start moving, and it is having some mass and velocity. Okay, so imagine that this object is in space. Okay, so if you want this object to keep its velocity constantly increases, means अगर आप चाहते हैं कि ये object की velocity constantly increase करे, तो जाहिर सी बात है इसका momentum change होगा. Means it will be having some initial velocity, and then it will be having some final velocity. Okay, so change in momentum will be final momentum minus initial momentum minus initial momentum. So this change in momentum is actually directly proportional to the applied force. Means more the force you apply, more faster rate the momentum will be changed. More the force you apply, more will be the faster rate for the change in momentum. So this is given by the second law of motion, who says that, मीन्स कहने का मतलब ये है कि जब आप कोई एक स्पेस में, मैं स्पेस क्यों बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि हम लोग नॉर्मली अगर अर्थ पर इमेजिन करते तो उसमें नॉर्मल सही से इमेजिन नहीं कर पाते, क्योंकि वहां पर फ्रिक्शन फोर्स होती है. सो आप इमेजिन कीजिए कि कोई एक सैटेलाइट है या कोई भी एक ऑब्जेक्ट है, वो एक कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी से मूव कर रहा है अभी. सो उसका चेंज इन मोमेंटम जीरो होगा, बिकॉज उसकी इनिशियल और फाइनल वेलोसिटी सेम है. बट अगर आपने उस पर फोर्स अप्लाई किया, तो व्हेन यू अप्लाई द फोर्स ऑन इट, ठीक है, सो उसका उसका मोमेंटम चेंज होगा, उस पर कुछ उसकी वेलोसिटी के अंदर कुछ इंक्रीमेंट आएगा, यानी बढ़ेगी स्पीड. तो आप जिस स्पीड से, कभी तो आप चाह रहे हैं कि उसको बहुत हल्के हल्के उसकी स्पीड को बढ़ा रहे हैं, और एक होता है कि आपने बहुत फास्ट स्पीड से उसको बढ़ाया, तो वो जो चेंज इन मोमेंटम है, उसका जो रेट है कि वो किस रेट से बढ़ेगा, मतलब कितनी जल्दी आप बढ़ाना चाहते हैं, स्लोली बढ़ाना चाहते हैं कि एकदम से बढ़ाना चाहते हैं, मतलब चेंज करना चाहते हैं उसकी वेलोसिटी को, वो डिपेंड करता है फोर्स पर. जितनी ज्यादा फोर्स होगी उतना ही ज्यादा चेंज आएगा मोमेंटम में. तो मोर द फोर्स, मोर विल बी द चेंज इन मोमेंटम. Means change in momentum actually fits, we are saying that more fastly the momentum will change, more fastly the momentum will change. For example, अगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि आपको किसी एक गाड़ी को 20 मीटर पर सेकंड की स्पीड से चल रही है, उसको आपको 100 मीटर पर सेकंड पर लाना है। और अगर आप चाहते हैं कि ये गाड़ी जो है यहाँ से यहाँ पहुंचे, और ये सपोज करो इसका कोई पर्टिकुलर मास है, दैट इज m, so here it is also m. So if I'm talking about this one, so here it will have some initial momentum, और वो जो फाइनल मोमेंटम होगा that will be m into 100, and this will be its initial momentum, that is m into 20. So change in momentum कितना आएगा, that will be m in 100m minus 20m. So that is बेटा ये जो होगा हमारा 80m हो जाएगा, मास जो भी है, ठीक है, एट 80m. अब समझाना क्या है इसमें कि आप इस वेलोसिटी को कितनी देर में चेंज करना चाहते हैं. आप अगर इंस्टेंटली चेंज करेंगे, यानी बहुत जल्दी चेंज करेंगे, तो आपको बहुत ज्यादा फोर्स अप्लाई करनी पड़ेगी. और आप इसको अगर धीरे धीरे चेंज करना चाहते हैं तो आपको लेस फोर्स अप्लाई करनी पड़ेगी. तो चेंज इन मोमेंटम तो फिक्स है कि आपको कितना चेंज लाना है, यानी आपको 20 से 100 पे जाना तो वो फिक्स है. अब आप इसको 1 सेकंड में लाना चाहते हैं तो आपको बहुत तेज स्पीड से फोर्स लगानी पड़ेगी. और अगर आप इसको 2-3 घंटे में या 4-5 घंटे में या 10 घंटे में या 1 दिन में या 2 दिन में चेंज करना चाहते हैं तो आपको बहुत कम फोर्स अप्लाई करनी पड़ेगी, उसमें आपको बहुत ज्यादा फोर्स की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. समझ में आया बेटा? मरीदुल्ला, हामना एंड ऑल ऑफ यू, समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
हामना,
sir.
आर यू देयर इन द क्लास?
Yes, sir.
डू यू अंडरस्टूड बेटा? समझ में आया ये टॉपिक? की समझ में आया कि चेंज मोमेंटम तो फिक्स ही होगा, वो चेंज नहीं होना. बस द सेकेंड लॉ हमें जो बताता है वो ये बताता है कि आप कितनी जल्दी चेंज करना चाहते हैं मोमेंटम को, वो डिपेंड करता है आपने कितनी फोर्स उसमें अप्लाई की है. मोर द फोर्स यू अप्लाई, more faster rate will be the change in momentum. The momentum will be changed more fastly. Got it? Means the velocity of the object will change fastly. So this is the only second law of motion. So this we have studied this one in the previous class in great detail. We were talking about this one, that change in momentum is equals to this one, that is p is equals to mv is the momentum, and change momentum we have talked about, that change momentum will be final momentum minus initial momentum, and the initial final momentum will be mass into velocity, final velocity. This will be mass into initial velocity, then it will be m bracket v minus u. Okay, then force is equals to change momentum upon time. So we can have these values and we can solve this one. Okay, so these are the simple questions and let's solve. Okay, and we have this one, f is equals to m1 m2 upon this one. Okay, so here we have the forces directly. I was just teaching you that कि यहाँ पर मैंने आपको समझाया था कि हम लोग को जब प्रोपोर्शनेट साइन होता है तो उसको उसके साथ साथ हटाने के लिए हम लोग को कोई ना कोई कांस्टेंट वैल्यू, वी नीड सम कांस्टेंट वैल्यू. क्योंकि कांस्टेंट नहीं होगा तो ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि हमारी जो फोर्स है वो उतनी ही आए. अगर हम लोग 1 kg का ऑब्जेक्ट लेते हैं, इधर भी 1 kg का ऑब्जेक्ट लेते हैं, सो इट इज, और उसको एक मीटर अपार्ट रखते हैं, तो जरूरी नहीं कि उनके बीच में 1 न्यूटन की फोर्स हो, उनके बीच में कुछ और भी फोर्स हो सकती है. सो वी हैव दिस वन, that F1 is equals to m1 upon r, where we keep the value, we get 1 Newton, but it is not actually 1 Newton. Experimentally we check, it is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. So we just keep this one as constants. हम लोग को ये multiply करना पड़ेगा हर बार. So these are the constant terms. Okay, and उसके बाद मैंने आप लोग को explain किया था कि momentum जो होता है, मैंने आपको impulse actually explain किया था कि impulse क्या होती है. Impulse is a short force for the short duration of time. So हम लोग ने बताया था कि change in momentum is always fixed होता है. So we have m bracket v minus u upon m u upon t. So here we have, this is change in momentum, and this is the formula for the force. So f into t is actually equals to mv minus mu, or we can write it change in momentum. So for the fixed change in momentum, ठीक है. अब आपके लिए मैंने बताया था कि अगर आपको टाइम ज्यादा लग रहा है तो आपको लेस फोर्स लगानी पड़ती है. सो दैट सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस हैं कि हम लोगों ने किया था ये क्वेश्चंस भी कि क्रिकेटर जब हमारे पास एक बॉल को कैच करता है तो अपने हैंड्स को क्यों डाउन करता है. इट इज सिंपल, बिकॉज व्हेन ही if he instantly stop the ball, means if he instantly change, when the ball touches his body or his hand, if he instantly make its momentum zero, ओके, या एकदम से उसको चेंज कर देगा, एकदम से फास्ट स्पीड पे चेंज कर देगा, तो मोर फोर्स विल बी रिक्वायर्ड. सो द बॉल विल गोइंग टू हिट द हैंड ऑफ द क्रिकेटर एंड इट मे क्रिएट सम इंजरीज. इन द सिमिलर वे कि हम लोग को जब कूदना होता है तो हम लोग जब जंप करते हैं तो वी हैव सम नेट and we jump on the net. Why we jump on the net? It is just simple because to increase the time to change in momentum. If we increase the time for the change in momentum, then automatically force will be less, because this is constant. For example, if I'm saying that 10 is the product of 10 is the change in momentum, so if I'm saying that 2 न्यूटन फोर्स इज बीइंग रिक्वायर्ड, सो इसके लिए हम लोग को 5 सेकंड्स लगेंगे. अगर हम लोग 10 न्यूटन 2 न्यूटन लगा रहे हैं फोर्स को, so it will be 5 seconds. लेकिन अगर मैं बोलूँ कि अगर मुझे इसको 5 सेकंड की जगह पर अगर मैं इसको 0.1 सेकंड में स्टॉप करता हूँ, so then it would be बेटा it would be 100 न्यूटन फोर्स. so फिर यहाँ पर 100 न्यूटन फोर्स हो जाएगी. so lesser the time, more will be the force. so that's why we need to increase the time durations too. और यही मैंने वजह बताई थी कि हम लोग जब एक गाड़ी चल रही होती है तो हम लोग उसको ब्रेक लगाते हैं तो हम लोग को चोटने लगती है, लेकिन अगर इंस्टेंटली हमारी गाड़ी को रोक दिया जाता है, एक्सीडेंट हो जाता है, तो उस केस में गाड़ी इंस्टेंटली रुकती है और हम लोग के चेस्ट पर बहुत ज़्यादा फोर्स लगती है, बिकॉज हमें भी गाड़ी के साथ मूव कर रहे होते हैं. एंड ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम large amount of force is being required, because means is applied on our body or our chest, which can create the injuries, because the change in momentum is zero if a car is moving with a speed of 100 meter per second, and there is and we are sitting in the car and our weight is actually, let's suppose our weight is 50 kg, 70 kg, 70 kg. A car is moving with a speed of, let's not 100 meter per second, let's suppose it is moving with a speed of the car is moving with the speed of we are weight and speed of, let's suppose it is moving with a speed of 30 meter per second. Okay, so if we need to instantly stop this car in 1 second, when it hit some objects, so in 1 or 2 seconds, if we need to stop this car, so the change momentum is fixed, that is 70 into 30, and that would be how much? That would be 7 3 is 2100. Okay, if we stop this car in 2 seconds, so the force will be here. We have how much force? This is 2100 divided by 2, you will get here that will be 10 10050. Okay, so here we have 10050 means 1050 Newton force, and that is a huge force will be required. So if I stop this car in 10 seconds, suppose if I stop this car in 10 seconds, so this would be 210 into, then it will be, the force will be actually equals to 210 newtons only. So if I stopping this car in 20 seconds, then the force will be less. So you need to keep in mind here that if we need to stop the car, the lesser force will be applied on our chest if there is more time duration. But if we stop the car instantly, then during that time we will get our chest will face a huge force, and which may result in injuries the body. Okay, so got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the second law of motions. Let me explain you the third law of motions also. The third law of motion says that let me first show you the video regarding to this one so that you can understand the concept of third law of motions. Okay, so let me explain you. Okay, so let me share this one. Okay, watch this video.
Each other? What happens when you place an object on the table? The object exerts a force on the table and the subject exerts an upward force on the object. There are two forces that result from this interaction: a force on the table and a force on the object. The
Okay.
magnitudes of the two forces are the same, but the directions are opposite.
Okay, so here will be the, you need to keep in mind here that the force is acting on the two different objects. One is on the table and one is on the object. So and the direction of the force is also opposite, but the magnitude is equal. So if I'm saying that this one is a 5 Newton force, 5 Newton force is exerted by this ball on this table. So similarly, so if I'm saying that 5 Newton force is exerted by this ball on this table, so this table will also exert the 5 Newton force on this ball. Okay, so this is 5 Newton force, so this will be also 5 Newton, but the directions are opposite. Since the directions are opposite, so if I'm taking that upward direction as positive 5 Newton, then the downward will be considered as minus of 5 Newton here in when we write it, but the magnitude is equal, that is of 5 and 5. We cannot say that the ball is we have a good quality ball, so it will exert a less force on the table, it will not damage, and table will exert more force. No, it's not so. And you have seen different types of balls, that you see that some balls are so good that they rebound where to very much extent. Okay, so but the force here, we say that the third law of motions is same for all. So we cannot say that these balls are, this is the, actually these are the quality of the material of the ball, that how they are rebounding, coming back. Okay, so but the force will be exerted will be same. Okay, for example, if you drop a ball on this table, so if it exerted 5 Newton force, and if you and you will say that this ball will rebound back to its path. Okay, or some angles, if you have placed it on the angle, so it will come and it will jump back. But if you have a piece of dough, अगर आपके पास कोई आटे का पीस है, जो आटा जिससे हम लोग रोटी बनाते हैं, ब्रेड, सो उसको आप अगर ऊपर से नीचे गिराते हैं, सो वो तो रिबॉन्ड नहीं करेगा, तो लेकिन उसकी शेप चेंज हो जाएगी. And if its shape will be changed, you will simply say that उस पर force exert होगी. Force will be exerted same. You cannot say that कि force exert नहीं होगी, force same exert होगी, भले ही वो rebound ना करे. It depends on the type of object कि हमारे पास object कैसा है.
Sir,
कुछ
why
हमारे पास
doesn't it rebound?
क्योंकि हमारे पास दो तरह के ऑब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं. एक होता है हमारे पास इलास्टिक ऑब्जेक्ट, एक होता है हमारे पास नॉन इलास्टिक ऑब्जेक्ट्स. जो इलास्टिक ऑब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं वो जनरली जो है मतलब रिबॉन्ड कर जाते हैं, और जो नॉन इलास्टिक होते हैं वो नहीं करते हैं. ठीक है, प्लास्टिक मटेरियल भी हम लोग उनको बोलते हैं. तुम सोचोगे कि प्लास्टिक तो सब्सटेंस वही होता है जो हमारे पास प्लास्टिक का होता है. नहीं, प्लास्टिक और इलास्टिक हमारे पास, दे आर द टू टाइप्स ऑफ सब्सटेंसेस. वन इज इलास्टिक एंड वन इज द प्लास्टिक. सो आटा आप समझ लीजिए कि वो प्लास्टिक एक तरह से, जो रिबॉन्ड नहीं करता है फिजिक्स के टर्म में. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव फर्दर.
These forces are called as action and reaction forces. The force exerted by the object on the table was an action force, and the force exerted by the table on the object is the reaction force. What we saw here.
So here we need to clear it that the first object is called the action force, and the other the force exerted on the object is called the reaction force. Okay,
is nothing but a display of the Newton's third law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That's how simple the third law is. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It means that when two objects interact, there is a force on each object. The magnitude of force on the first object equals the magnitude of force on the second one. And what about the direction? The direction of force on the first object is opposite to the direction of force on the second one. Let's talk about more examples. While a frog is swimming, it pushes the water back and the water pushes its body forward. Now let me ask you a question. Say a bird is flying upwards. Will the Newton's third law apply here?
बताइए, अप्लाई होगा कि न्यूटन थर्ड लॉ की नहीं?
No.
नहीं होगा. क्यों होगा? वो अपने बर्ड्स अपने पैरों से, अपने विंग से जो है एयर को नीचे पुश करती है, तभी तो वो ऊपर लिफ्ट करती है. अगर आप बर्ड्स को ऐसी जगह पर रख दें, या यू हैव सम मीडियम वेयर देयर इज नो एयर, वैक्यूम है, तो वहां पर बर्ड फ्लाई नहीं कर पाएगी. because there is no air, because air is the thing that it's push the downwards, and उसकी वजह से वो ऊपर की तरफ एक uplift force लगती है. Got it बेटा? Got it everyone? Miradullah and Hamna?
Yes,
Yes,
sir, got
sir.
it.
Okay.
Sometimes the third law is not so obvious. you'd probably say that the bird is the only object here and there's no second object. But that's not correct. The wings of the bird push the air downwards and the air pushes the bird upwards. Action and reaction forces make it possible for birds to fly. We take one last example to understand something very interesting about the third law. What happens when a gun is fired? You're right, it exerts a forward force on the bullet. And the bullet exerts an equal and opposite reaction force on the gun. And this exists in recoil of the gun. A perfect example of Newton's third law. But hold on.
लेकिन आपको ये लगता है कि हम लोग बुलेट को फायर करते हैं बहुत तेज, ओके, यू हैव सीन दैट द बुलेट इज बीइंग फायर्ड, ओके, फ्रॉम दिस वन, एंड एक्चुअली द गन इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड एट दैट स्पीड. बुलेट तो बहुत तेज आगे जा रही है लेकिन गन तो पीछे उतनी तेज नहीं जाती है. Actually, this is the mass. We can simply say that the momentum of this one is equals to the momentum of this one. So if I'm talking about this one, that key, the mass of the bullet is actually 50 grams, 0.5 grams. Okay, and it was moving with a velocity of, let's suppose that is moving with a speed of 100 or 150 meter per second. So the momentum will be 75 kilograms. So not 75. You have to divide it by 1000. You have to divide it by 1000 first, so that it can becomes 50 grams. So I have to write here 50 grams first of all. Okay, so if I'm talking about this 50 grams, okay, here 50 grams and then the upon 1000. Okay, so this will cancel out and you can simply write it, the velocity is, so let's suppose 150, so this 0 will also cancel out. We have only 10 here, so when you multiply this one, so you will get it 7.5 kg meter per second. Okay, so this is the initial, it is the momentum of the bullet, and this will be similar to that of so if I'm saying that the mass of the gun is actually 2 kg, let's suppose the mass of the gun is actually this gun is suppose 1.5 kgs. Assume that this is 1.5 kg. So what would be the recoiling velocity of the gun? So so you can simply say that this will be actually equivalent to 1.5 into v. So this we have to divide this one, so we will get here this one. So v is equals to 7.5 upon 1.5. So it will be just simply 5 meter per second. Means it will recoil with a speed of 5 meter per second, just 5 meter per second. And the bullet is being fired with a speed of 150 meter per second. So it is approximate 30 times less, because we are having 30 times more mass than the mass of the bullet. Okay. So you simply see that if we are having a huge gun or bigger guns, so we have so their bullets are also bigger in size, or we can say if we need to fire a bigger bullet from a gun, so we need a bigger gun. We cannot fire the small bullet, bigger bullet from the small gun, because it will create some injuries because of the recoiling velocity. Okay, so जो हमारे पास अच्छी बड़ी गन्स होती हैं उनके लिए हम लोग को बड़ी बुलेट डालनी होती है, छोटी गन में हम लोग नहीं कर सकते हैं सब, because otherwise it will injure our hand because of the recoiling velocity. Got it beta?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hamna.
Yes, sir.
Do you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's move further.
If the force exerted by the gun on the bullet is the same as the force exerted by the bullet on the gun, then why doesn't the gun recoil with the same acceleration as the bullet? The gun recoils, yes, but it doesn't recoil at the same acceleration as the bullet, right? Same magnitude of forces, but different accelerations. Why do you think this happens? Okay, so if your concept of the second law of motion was clear, you wouldn't really be surprised with this. The second law of motion says that the force is the product of the object's mass and acceleration, or the acceleration of the object is equal to the force over its mass. What does this tell us? Yes, if the mass is more, then the acceleration will be less. In this example, the mass of the gun is much more than that of the bullet. Hence, the acceleration of the rifle is lesser than that of the bullet. If you're in a boat and step out of it onto the land, There are two forces involved. You pushing the boat behind and the boat pushing you forward. And that's why you see the boat go behind when you go forward. Now let's say a sailor jumps off a huge ship. The sailor does apply a force on the ship, and the ship also applies a force on the sailor. But do you think the ship will accelerate as much as the sailor? Not really. And I think you know why.
बताइए क्यों होगा ऐसा कि इस वक्त जो है, अगर मतलब हम लोग देखते हैं कि जब हम लोग छोटी बोट को कर रहे होते हैं ऐसा, तो इफ वी मूव फॉरवर्ड इन द ओके मूव कर रहे हैं तो बोट पीछे चली जाती है, लेकिन शिप में करेंगे तो वो पीछे नहीं जाएगा उतना, जितना कि मतलब पीछे नहीं जाएगा एज कंपेरिजन टू दैट दिस स्मॉलर बोट. व्हाई?
So because the mass of the ship is greater than the boat.
Yes, because we can simply say that the mass of the boat ship is with comparison to the mass of this man is actually, we can simply say that it is negligible. We can consider this one as negligible because this will be of huge ton mass object, means this will be very heavy, and this boat is very smaller in size. So do you understood this one, the concept of this one?
Yes, sir.
Third law, do you understood the third law? And there is no numerical problem, but it means we have the numerical problem that is of the conservation of momentum according to this one. So let's do some questions regarding to this one, okay, and then we shall be proceeding to the chemistry. Okay, so let's start doing some questions. Wait a minute. Okay, so wait a minute, let me find out some questions, important questions. Wait a minute. So we are talking about the force and laws of motions. Okay, we have this question paper. Okay, so please solve this question number. Here's a question on your screen. Please solve this one.
Sir, D.
D, you're talking about D.
Yes, sir.
Miraj, your answer, and Hamna, your answer.
Sir, B.
B. Okay, Miraj.
B.
B. Okay, so let's solve this one. An object of mass 2 kg is sliding with a constant velocity of 4 meter per second. So since here we are talking about the constant velocity, so it simply means that we are talking actually about the, when we are talking about the constant velocity, so it means that the acceleration is zero. Acceleration is actually zero. On a frictionless table, the force required to keep the object moving with the same velocity. So we know that force is equals to m into a, and here we will have mass is 2 kg and acceleration is 0, so we'll have 0 Newton force. So here B will be the correct option. Got it, Mradula? With constant velocity means there is no change in the velocity. Initial and final velocity is same. So if the initial and final velocity is same, then it simply means that there is no change in momentum. Okay, so there will be no force required. So let's move to the next question. Okay, solve. Here's a question on your screen. Please solve this one. A water tank filled with 2/3 of its height with a uniform speed. Okay. On sudden application of the brake, the water in the tank would move backward, move forward, ठीक है, be unaffected or rise and upward.
Sir, C.
सी, एक्चुअली पहले जो क्वेश्चन था ना, हम लोग ने एक छोटा सा मिसकंसेप्शन हो गया था उसमें, और वो ये था कि हम लोगों ने सोचा कि जो हमारा कंटेनर है ना वो ब्रेक किया है, यहाँ पर अगर हम लोग ध्यान से पढ़ें तो क्वेश्चन में कह रखा है कि एक दैट वी हैव अ टैंक एंड it is kept on a vehicle. Just imagine this, it is kept on a vehicle. Okay, like this one. Okay, we have this vehicle. Okay, and it is filled with 2/3 of its height. 2/3 of its height. Okay, 2/3 of its height. So if you apply a sudden brake means this, if this moving vehicle suddenly stop, the water in the tank would move backward, would move forward, will be unaffected, or rise upward. Now tell me the answer.
Sir, B.
Sir, B.
B. Move forward. Move forward.
Yes, sir.
Oh, when you actually this one is moving. Okay, so when you apply the brake, you know that when you apply the brake, it is also in the motion, so it will continuously to move. So this will move like this way. Okay, so it will move forward. Yes, you can imagine the same condition. When it starts suddenly, then it will move backward, and when it stops suddenly, then it will be, got it? So it will be move backward, sorry, move forward. Got it, beta? Forward पे move करेगा और got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's move to the next part. ठीक है, और फॉरवर्ड का मतलब क्या हुआ कि इसका जो ये भी है इसमें ऑप्शन की राइज अपवर्ड. हाँ, थोड़ा सा इसका लेवल ऊपर जाएगा, नीचे से मत, तो हम लोग यहाँ से बोल सकते हैं कि यहाँ से डाउनवर्ड भी जाएगा. तो राइज अपवर्ड हम लोग पूरा तरीके से नहीं कह सकते, क्योंकि अगर यहाँ से ये पानी ऊपर जा रहा है इस तरह से, सो यहाँ से ये डाउनवर्ड भी जाएगा, पानी तो उतना ही है. सो वी विल से दैट मूव फॉरवर्ड इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. ओके, गॉट इट. चलिए नेक्स्ट मूव करते हैं. Okay, so we have this question for you on your screen. Okay, tell me. Hmm? Your voice is not clearly audible. Have you please बताएं इसका जवाब क्या होगा? The velocity versus
500
time.
newtons.
500 newtons. Hamna, your
The
answer?
frictional force. So frictional force is 500 newton.
Friction force is 500 newtons. Okay. So Hamna, your answer? Hamna, what's your answer, beta? And Miraj, आपका आंसर क्या है? What's your answer? Hamna and Miraj, what's your answer? Miradul is saying 500 newtons. Is I'm audible to you? Hello? Hello? Miradullah, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Sir, just a minute.
Okay. So velocity versus time graph is mass is actually 50 gram. So here we have 50 gram mass rolling on a concrete floor as shown in figure. Calculate the acceleration and the frictional force of the floor on the ball. Okay, so we have to calculate the accelerations and the frictional force, okay, on the ball. So here we know that the initial velocity here we have 80, and here we have the final velocity will become 0 in 8 seconds. So we have time here 8 seconds, and here initial velocity we have u. Initial velocity we have u, that is 80 meter per second, and the final velocity v we have here 0 meter per second. So actually you need to calculate the value of a, and you know that a is equals to v minus u by t. So you can write here value of v is 0 minus u is 80 upon 8. So you can write here 80 minus 80 upon 8. So you can get here minus 10 meter per second square. Minus, where we are seeing that velocity time graph is of is like this way. So it simply means that ये retardation है. So -8 meter per second square. This is the value of acceleration. So here we need to calculate the value of force. So you have to write here F is equals to m into A. So here F is equals m is equals to 50 grams. So you have to divide it 50 divided by 1,000 into minus of 8. So when you cut it, okay, so you will get this one. So 5 8s are 40. So minus of 40 upon 100 upon 100. So again, this 0 and 0 will cancel out. So you will get here minus of 0.4 Newton. So here we are going to have the force that is minus of 5.4 newtons, but it is being asked the frictional force. So frictional force, actually this is the value of force, minus 0.4 Newton. But since frictional force is always negative, so we don't need to write here frictional. Since it is already, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन में पहले ही कहा गया कि हमें फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स बताइए, तो उसको माइनस करके नहीं लिखते क्योंकि वो पहले से ही माइनस में होती है. So you need to write here only 0.4 Newton is the frictional force. Got it, beta? Now Maridullah and Miraj.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you copied this question? Please copy this one. आज तो हमने मिराज फिजिक्स ही पढ़ लिया. नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम लोग जो है we will try the chemistry. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Done, beta. Not.
So when we divide 80 by 8, so the acceleration will be minus 10 meter per second.
एक मिनट. 8 5s are 40. When we divide
So,
80
so
by.
when we find acceleration.
Oh, yes. Acceleration is actually 10 meter per second. So here we have done some mistake. And yes, you're right, Maradullah. Here we will have 10 instead of 8. We will be going to have the 10. So we will write here 10 meter per second square minus, and then when we change this one, So we'll get here again 10. Okay, so this all we have to change. So here we will get here how much? 5 upon 50, 5 upon 100 into minus of 10. So again, this 10 from this one will also get cancelled out. So you will get here 0.5 Newton minus में, that would be 0.5 Newton. Okay. So मरीदुल्ला, तुमने पहले जो है ग्राम को नहीं चेंज किया था, तभी तुम्हारा जो है आंसर आया था 500. बेटा ध्यान से याद रखना कि ग्राम को केजी में चेंज करना है, बिकॉज gram is not the standard unit for the mass. It is the standard unit for mass is actually kg. So you have to convert the mass into kg. Got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move further. Okay. So do question number 18. 18, you don't know which is 18, so let me explain here. So do question number 18. Are you solving, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. डन बेटा हुआ? Vidula, Hamna, and Miraj, have you done?
Sir, so the answer of first part of the question is 20 kilonewtons.
20 kilonewton resistive force is on the blade is 20 kilonewton. Hamna, your answer? Hamna, are you there in the class? And Miraj, your answer? Have you solved this one, beta?
100 kilometer Newton.
100? कितना आया? How much? 100?
Kn.
Kilonewton. Okay.
Yes.
So using the second law of motion, draw the relation between the force and acceleration. This is the first part. This you need to not to do. Means this is a drive. You have to drive the relation for this one. This is the derivation. Up next, a numerical is attached with it. A mass of 10 gram bullet. Here we have the mass of bullet is actually 10 gram. So we can write it 0.01 kg. Okay. Strike a sand with a speed of here velocity is 1000 meter per second and get embedded after traveling 5 centimeter means it get embedded after traveling the 5 centimeter means it has and get embedded means it get stopped finally. और ये 5 सेंटीमीटर जो है इस वुडन ब्लॉक के अंदर जो सारे सैंड बैग है उसके अंदर एमिट कर दी गई है. So we can simply say that its final velocity will become 0, and its initial velocity before touching this wooden block is 1000 meter per second, and after traveling a distance of actually 5 centimeter only, 5 centimeter, you can write it S is equals to 0.05 meter. Okay, this is 0.05 meter is the actually the distance traveled, and in that distance actually its velocity becomes 0. So we need to first of all calculate the value of acceleration. So we have S, U, and this one, and so S, U, and this one can only be solved by, and we need to calculate the acceleration. So it can be only obtained by using the third law of motion, third equation of motion, that is equals to V square is equals to U square plus 2AS. So we can solve it. The value of V square is actually final its initial velocity means actually I have written here V, but wrongly I have to write here. Okay, so here I have to write this is actually U and this one is actually V. Its final velocity will become 0. So you have to write here 0 square is equals to 1000 square plus 2 into A into 0.05. So 0.05 and multiplied you will get 0.1. Okay. And here this will goes to that side here, so you will get here how much? So you will get here 1000000. Okay, and this will be minus of this one means when you square this one you will get 10 raised to the power 6 actually to 10 raised to the power 6, and we have multiplication of this one you will get here 10a 0.1a sorry 0.1a. Okay. So here the value of A would be actually 10 raised to the power 6 upon 0.1. So you can write it 10 raised to the power 7 minus of 10 raised to the power 7 meter per second square, because when you remove the decimal of this one you will again get a 10 here. So we'll get minus 10 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter per second square. This is the acceleration. So here we need to find out the force exerted by the bullet. So actually the bullet is actually of mass 10 grams only. So here we have the formula F is equals to M into A. So mass of the bullet is actually 10 grams. So we can write here 0.1 gram, 0.01 gram, 0.01 into 10 to the power minus 7, sorry, positive 7. And we have acceleration minus this one. Okay. Actually हम लोग ने पूछा गया कि force exerted by the sand on the bullet. So this will be the opposite direction, because if I taking the bullet moving in this direction is taken as positive, so force will be opposite. So we have to write here the value of negative acceleration here. So you can write here minus 10 raised to the power 7, and actually this is actually 10 to the power minus 2. 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 7, sorry, minus 10 to the power positive 7. Okay, so we will get here minus 10 raised to the power positive 5, and these two are added, minus 2, because the base are same, 10 and 10, so you can write here 10 raised to minus 7. Okay, got it beta, समझ में आया? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this one is a simple question. So it will be the force will be exerted, will be 1 lakh Newton in the opposite direction. Got it? 1 lakh Newton in the opposite direction. Time taken to blade for that to come into rest. So you have the acceleration, and you can simply calculate the time by using the formula V is equals to U plus AT. V is equals to U plus AT. So here we have V minus U upon A is actually T. So its final velocity becomes 0 minus initial velocity is actually 10 to the power 3 upon acceleration is also minus 10 to the power minus 7. Sorry, minus 10 to the power 7 is equals to T. This minus and minus sign will get cancelled out. So this time will be equals to 10 to the power minus 4. So in 10 to the power minus 4 seconds, the blade will get stopped. Got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
Hamna? Got it, beta? Hamna? क्लास में हो? ये लड़की पता नहीं कहाँ चली जाती है. Hamna, are you there in the class? Okay, so I hope आपको समझ में आया होगा. So that's all for today. In the next class, we're going to meet, practice some other questions, and we will going to discuss the chemistry topic. Okay. So मेरा समझ में आया बेटा आपको?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's all for today. We'll meet you in the next class. Thanks for joining this class.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night, beta. Take care.